All right. Running a wee bit late, but late as a construct. Hello, hello. Let me put my phone down here and actually put on the glasses that I can see more clearly with. I can see clearly now. Oh, so much better. So I was running late because I was out on the patio because it's supposed to rain. Somebody says it's supposed to rain. It doesn't look like it. I was out on the patio doing stuff and a bug got in my water. And so I had to refill it as I came in. And so here I am. And let's hope it doesn't rain, okay? Let's hope it doesn't rain. Coffee and chaos. Coffee and calm. Nice to see you. Taking a sip of water that does not have a bug in it. Yay. Oh, people, what's going on, huh? Coffee and calm. I love it. What is going on? I have had such a busy morning. Yesterday was a busy day too, but it's all good stuff. Good Friday morning, Carla Jane. Carla Jane, I am so damn proud of you. I am. I hope somebody besides me has told you that, but so I love, Carla, that you followed through on what you were doing. That you actually did what you said you were going to do, both to yourself and to me. And I know it may have been a little bit difficult. Here, you know what? I'm not giving you my full attention here because I just wanted to make sure that everything was okay over here. Sitting down and writing down stuff, even just superficial things, can be something that it takes a bit of focus. And when you know you want to write something a little bit deeper, that also takes a lot more kind of focus and energy. Writing something meaningful, writing something that, so I know that can be a lot. So yay for the people who've done it. Yay, Carla, for doing that. If any of you, and I know there's a few people here, so I'm going to wait till more folks are on, and it's probably going to be more folks that are part of the email group. But if you are part of the email group, the Destination Decluttered email group, and you're part of the Pen Pal Club, what I want to suggest to you is you should be on the lookout for 2 emails from 2 Pen Pal Club members, one of which is Carla. So I'm so proud of you for doing that. Writing down where you are right now helps you clarify kind of how did I get here, I am now, and where do I want to go? Like a road trip, so yay. Alrighty, Becky is organizing shelves in the basement. We would call that the cellar in New England, but I often call it, ours is a basement because it's in Pennsylvania right now, but love it. Much needed and sorting of sheets and towels. Yes, sheets and towels can accumulate. They can. So noticing the quality and the quantity, which ones are matchy-matchy, which ones are kind of getting worn out. My husband, I don't know what it is, maybe because he has hairier legs than I do, but when we're stripping the bed, it's definitely a little bit more worn out where his legs are than mine are. Alrighty. Hey, there we go. Oh, okay, teacher, I feel bummed that you had a rough evening, but I made myself a cup of tea. I listened to some R&B. That sounds like a part of a song right there. Made myself a cup of tea, listened to some R&B, and she knitted. Yay. Yay. Good stuff. Okay, teacher, I think, are you part of the if you're not, no big deal, but I'm thinking, because I don't have the list in front of me, you're part of the Pen Pal Club. Hopefully you received you received an email from Kara and from Carla. So good. And maybe you can kind of, what's that thing, pay it forward? And if the inspiration strikes, you could add to that kind of the stone soup. A group is only as good as the participation. Being part of a group, and especially a small one, the success of it means, everybody's, if you want to make it work, you got to do the work to make it work, right? And I love it. And Kara's got some good stuff going on today. Lunch today with a friend, concert with a son tonight. I will tell you, I am doing this TikTok live, and for those of you who are just kind of tuning in, my name is Beth. I am a decluttering life coach. My coaching is called Destination Decluttered here on TikTok and on YouTube and on the internet, destinationdecluttered.com. Because, I gotta center that so I can tell you about the road trip metaphor. This is the last TikTok live I will be doing until probably September, okay? And I say that to you because I want to make sure that we use our time together live here to help you with whatever you need that can get you through the 2 weeks where you won't have the opportunity to ask me a question. Okay, so I just wanted to plant that seed so you can start to think of what would be helpful for me to ask Beth that would help me kind of start on, continue on, finish up my journey towards my destination decluttered. We will have a YouTube live directly after this. So we've got TikTok live from 11 a.m. Eastern until noon. Then at noontime, shifting gears and going over to the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel. And then I am telling you, as soon as that YouTube is gone, it's going to be like whoosh, because it is sunny and beautiful out now, but it says it's supposed to rain. And our friends invited us over to the pool. And I will share with you, make time for the things that have a short window of opportunity. There were plenty of things that I had planned to do this afternoon that I probably will do if it rains, but I have very few opportunities now to hang out with friends and hang out at their pool. And so I just offer to you Carpe Diem. That has been one of my seize the day. That has been one of my mantras for decades, and it still serves me well, okay? So I will be scooting out of here, and even if it's an hour at the pool is better than no hours at the pool. Oh, Okie. Oh, my friend. Oh, that's tough. So, Okie teacher saying, I think it is time to put my mom in an assisted living home. That is a emotional decision. That is a tough and heavy decision to come to think that that's the time. Feeling overwhelmed. We have to have an estate sale and sell my childhood home. Yeah. Oh, hon. You know I'm here for you with this, right? You know that even if we're not currently coaching one-on-one, we can start that up again, but better yet, or equally as, hopefully as effective, if that doesn't work out for you, to know that the things that you learn when you're coaching, the things that you learn about calming down your nervous system. Notice you have given yourself a clue of something you can do, which was you told yourself, I am feeling feeling of overwhelm. So notice the feeling tends to be, I tend to put my hand here at my heart when I am feeling a feeling, good, bad, all the ones in between. So the feeling of overwhelm, but also notice the word over is over your head. It can feel like a lot. What do we do when we feel overwhelmed? We take a deep breath. We drink some water. We give ourselves grace and love. Remind yourself you're not alone. Remind yourself you're not alone right here. Yeah, Mel's been through that. Carla had to skip that step. You're not alone with that. And calm down your nervous system and then just start writing down that kind of list of things to do. I got to do this, I got to do that, the very unemotional things. But then it could help to just do a brain dump of all those emotions. The ones that are making you upset, fold the paper in half. The ones, I can't believe we're having to, sell my childhood home. I can't believe it's that time that my mom is that, we got to do this. And then remind yourself of the good things that could come out of it. It may not be readily apparent at the beginning when you're grieving the closing of some really big life chapters, but we can help you through this and you're going to get through it, okay? But take care of yourself during this time. And part of taking care of yourself is not being weighed down with all the thoughts of how, terrible this is, but to take a load off, unload those thoughts and start to create, how can this be a good thing? Now, even when you do that, it's probably not going to feel good a lot of the time as you're going through it, because this is a big life change. but know that you want to look back at yourself during this time. If this was you 10 years from now, port yourself out into the future, beep, 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 with the Jetsons, and say to yourself, 10 years from now, when I look back at this time, what's the story I want to tell myself of what I did and how I moved through this rocky road, this rumbly bit, these rainstorms of tears, these stuck in the muds type of thing. Even writing down how you want to look back at this gives you some distance and gives you an opportunity to then become that person. Now, I'm not there yet. I know we will be at a certain point, though my mom wants to totally be waked out of the house, so there's that. But you're not alone, okay? And I am here. We are here for you, okay? The Destination Decluttered community, okay? Yeah. Okay. Hearts, hugs. Okay. Here, I'm going to swim to because this is the deep. We jumped into the deep end quickly, and I want you to think of what we talk about here and how I coach is like a swimming pool or the ocean. Sometimes we go right into it's more like a swimming pool because you can't technically go into the deep end of the ocean unless you wade through the superficial stuff, but sometimes there's deep stuff to jump into. At the moment, though, I'm going to paddle on over to the more shallow end. And Jellybee is saying, do you advise about day planning? Oh, hells to the yeah, do I advise about day planning? I freaking love it. Crazy thing is, I just downloaded an app on my phone. I'm looking for my phone. I'm talking into it right now. I believe it's called Day Planner, but it's for something else. It's like day sheets. It's for bands on tour, but I digress. Here's a really fun thing. Let me share with you guys. I am the queen of day planning, but let me share you guys. I could show you a photo, but it was a crappy photo, but I took a photo yesterday to be like, oh my God, check this out. So the way I plan my day, Jellybee says, I'm newly retired and need to declutter my time. There's no structure right now, or registered nurse, but getting some structure and some flexibility is going to be the beauty of retirement. One of the things I want to offer to you is, much like I did, I am telling you, the tools that I give you, that I show you how to use, are multi-purpose tools. So I would say writing down is going to be a big thing. Accessing the thoughts in your head and getting them down on paper. The things that you want to do when you're retired. Who do you want to be when you're retired? What does a really cool day of retirement look like to you? And write that stuff down. Write that stuff down so that you know what you're aiming for, so you can align your actions. So your actions create a line between what you're doing and what you want. This is what you want. This is what you get. Okay? And the next step with and you can use just a blank page on your notebook. Don't be you don't have to be overly organized. Just get those thoughts out, get the juices flowing. All right? Laura Gibbon Voorhees, offer that to your husband. Offer that to your husband. I've done that before. It's in one of these books here, and I have started to create it. This morning, I was going out for my morning walk, and my husband was going out running with friends, and I was like, hey, wait a minute. I can come with you on your run and I can just walk. I did that when we were down the beach and it was wicked fun. I had the flexibility to do that. I had the structure of getting up and doing my walk, but I had the flexibility of saying I could walk anywhere. Okay? But the other thing I want to share with you that was so exciting was I have done a couple of these notebook parties, sharing in depth and how to use a simple lined notebook from Staples, nothing more fancy than that, to really help you then, once you start writing things down, to give your thoughts a place to land. And a really good place when you want to get stuff done, to get your stuff to land, is on a calendar. Okay? And this was the exciting thing for me. So I have shown folks who have participated in the notebook parties this template, and I'll show it to you in a minute, but I wanted to remind the people that have been who attended the notebook parties. You still have access to the recording of that party. If you bought a ticket, you got a Zoom link Only if you got the ticket. It's good until the end of September. So you still have time to go and review that, okay? And this was the fun thing. So I show you a template of putting today's date here and putting the hours of the day and skip a line, and then you go down. So yesterday, so that's my template, and I've been using it for years, right? I am not kidding you. Yesterday, I'm there and I'm getting a pedicure because I'm going away, and I'm getting a manicure. And you can't tell because I just wanted them to shape my nails. As I'm doing this, I glance over. Now, have any of you ever been to like a nail salon or a hair salon, and when you go to make an appointment, they have a giant book and they flip it over and stuff like that? Well, I was looking at this. I rarely see it when I get my hair done. And I am not kidding you. It was literally a big page, and it started at 6 a.m. and it ended at 9 p.m. And that's where they scheduled in people. I was so excited to realize that this is a template that can help. But before you get to what am I going to do today in what certain order, I really think the coolest thing is to not overschedule yourself and not be so rigid, but to have a sense of flexibility along with your structure. Structure and flexibility. It's like a tree. If it's too, or a building that is being built. If you're too rigid, it's gonna crack. It's gonna fall over. But if you have some structure, but then there's some flexibility in what you do, to me, honest to God, that flexibility of deciding what you do and when you do it, and being able to change your mind if you decide to change your mind, that to me is the beauty of either a life well lived while you are working and retirement. To be able to plan your day the way you want to. And as I wrote down to myself, I'm going to put this like summer of 2025. I have these inspo words here. I'm going to say, Beth, summer 25, summertime. Back to sit back. I wrote, and I want you to think of this. All y'all who are retired, I get to do anything I want to do whenever I want to do it. If I got to do anything I wanted to do it, and I could do it whenever I wanted, what would be on that list of things I want to do? You can't schedule something you don't know what it is. So if you're not in touch with what you want your days, some of your days of retirement to look like, start by just dumping down some ideas on a page. Let it rip. Whatever, as I like to say, whatever comes up, you know what I say, whatever comes up, write it down, is because the feelings are here. You have an idea of how you want to feel in retirement. And if it comes up, it goes through your brain, which is the word creator, and then you write it down. So I would highly recommend Laura Gibbon Voorhees, your husband. You know, Judy has noticed she wasted a lot of time in retirement, not having a schedule of routine, but she's learning from me. I will share with you, Judy, do not consider it a waste of time, or notice that you learned how it felt when you didn't have a schedule or routine. It felt like a waste of time. So maybe you had to waste that time to realize that you thought you didn't want a schedule or a routine, because when you are overscheduled and over-routined for decades of your life, you kind of think you want the complete opposite, right? So maybe you needed to do that. It's almost like I've been restricting my eating and then I want to eat it all. Sometimes you need to eat it all to realize that, oh, that's not the answer either. It's more of something that's on the spectrum, the rainbow of overly rigid and then nothing at all. You know, it's like clothing, totally restrictive or nothing. I would rather have some clothes that are comfortable. Okay. So does that help you? Sorry, Jellyby, does that help? Really, you guys, the key to so much of this. Yeah, and you think you want the opposite, and I'm not saying don't. I'm saying experiment with the opposite. Yeah, experiment with the opposite and notice how that feels, because this is the same concept. I went from side to side here, but now with clutter, it's the same concept. If you feel like you're lacking something, and I don't know, oh, and hey, check out my t-shirt. You know where I got this, right? Ba 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 ba. Herb Alpert, lady with the whipped cream and other delights. Okay, now don't look at my note. Look at where I am. When you are hungry, when you are in a lack situation, when you are feeling empty, oftentimes you think you want the absolute opposite, which is full, which is I want it all. So experiment with that. And maybe you have, because maybe that's why you have too much clutter. Okay? What I offer to you, though, is that please test this out. You know what it feels like to not have a lot. So you accumulate, you accumulate, you accumulate, you accumulate, and this feels good. I love this. This is great. But if you don't stop, it's like that time I ate way too much bacon because I was like, I get to eat as much bacon as I want. This is so good and so good and so good. And then at a certain point, it wasn't so good. I can think of it now. Notice how my body right now is responding to something that happened over 20 years ago. Almost 25 years ago, because I know where I was living when this happened. So experiment. You may be at the too much part, and that's the opposite of not enough. What we try to do is get the balance right, as Depeche Mode would say, is saying not so much all or nothing, because that gets you a bunch of nothing and then all is too much, but finding that set point, that level of stuff in your house, that level of how much can I eat and feel okay, the level of how much can I drink and feel okay, the level of activity that feels good to me, to find that just right Goldilocks point for you. So when you do that, you may notice that it is a good thing for you to go overboard at one point to realize, oh, that didn't feel good either. I thought having too much would solve me of all the things I feel when I feel like I'm in lack. But no, it's just kind of created its own sense of its own kind of problems. And that's really what clutter is, frankly, to me anyway, is clutter is a response to feeling lacking in stuff, in feelings, in lacking in something. And we live in a consumerist, capitalist society. And so we are told by so many messages from everywhere, 365 from the day we are born, to make money, to buy things, to make yourself happy. Things will make you happy. You're not happy, you don't have the right things. You're not happy, you don't have the right quantity of things. You're not happy, you just haven't got the right things yet. But when you get those right things, when I sell you, you're going to feel so good. It can work for a while until it doesn't. Okay? You can work for a while until it doesn't. So you may be at the point when you thought, I'm going to keep on buying things, but now you're drowning. Notice where my hands are going. Just right. Feels good. You've got your head above water and you're paddling around. When you have too much, you feel like you're drowning. Again, too much, suffocating, weighed down, all of those things, that too much feeling gives you that kind of claustrophobia. You know? Yeah. Alrighty. Now, peg legs, my life is a mess. Now, I like to call my voices in my head, I call them this, the backseat driver, who I also call a drama queen, and my co-pilot, who's like my best friend on a road trip. Okay? So what I offer to you, peg legs, get specific. How is your life a mess? And write it down. Okay? Write it down. Now this writing it down thing, and I want to mention one thing, but Ivy, I need a little love. Here, just shine a little love on my life. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, I need a little love. You got a little love. Just had knee surgery. Oh, hon. And I'm looking around at all the things I need to clean. I can't move and I'm a little blue. Oh, honey bunch. Honey Bunch, this is a great thing. You are not alone. Okay, so Peg's Legs, spare room is a jungle. Welcome to the jungle, baby, right? Right? So write this down, not just in the comments though, but everything you write down in the comments, find yourself a piece of paper and write it down. The spare room is a jungle. Okay, if it's a jungle, what plants are growing in that jungle? What are some categories of stuff that are in that spare room? Write it down, okay? Writing it down. Ivy, this is what you can do too. If you can't move your body, you can still move your brain. I love it. Damn it, Donna. High five, my friend. She says, I wrote a list of all the things I wanted to do when I got my strength back. Yes, and friend, she says, I wrote a list of all the things I wanted to do when I got my strength back. Yes, and Carla Jane is offering maybe rest today. And Carla knows what she's talking about. When we are doing the kind of order, things in order, always take care of your physical body first, because without your physical, you're just sitting there. Even if you're just sitting there and you're in pain, do something to help the pain feel better. And don't take painkillers. I mean, not like the bad kind, that you get addicted to. All right? But when you are sitting there, this is a wonderful opportunity, okay, to sit down and not just, I will say this, I'm gonna tweak Damn It Donna's words because I want everybody here to think of things this way. Damn It Donna said, I wrote a list of all the things I wanted to do when I got my strength back. So yes, make a list of all the things you want to do. Okay? You, that only you can do. I want to walk. I want to, hang out with my friends, whatever it is. But I want you to learn how to delegate. I want every single one of you to realize that there are things that you could do, but that also somebody else could do it as well. Now, everybody's situation is going to be different. And I just want to plant the seed that just because you're the person making the lists of things that you want to get done, notice that shift. Things I want to get done are not necessarily things that I am going to do to get it done. So notice the difference, because you can get some of those things done. Again, I've been a manager. I'm a fourth generation eldest daughter. If I don't know how to delegate to the people around me, well, my mother, my grandmother, my great-grandmother will be like, dude, did we teach you nothing? So I offer to you, just because you want to get it done doesn't mean you have to be the one to get it done. You can delegate it to somebody else. Okay? So I offer to you, Ivy, look around where you are, but also access your imagination, your X-ray specs. Make that wall clear and know what's on the other side, and write down those lists so when you are able to move your body, make sure, everybody here, make sure you are focusing on the things that only you can do. And often that is the planning, because you're the one who has an idea of what you want it to look like. Creating the list, but also then assigning yourself the tasks that only you can do, that nobody else could do for you. And then notice what are the things that only you can do. And I will share with you, this is decluttering. Decluttering is decision making. And really only you can decide what you keep and what you let go of your stuff. So that is the stuff only you can do, but there's plenty of other things. Mowing the lawn, doing the laundry, paying the bills. Okay? There we go. Carla Jane says it could be a great way to get your hunky neighbor to help you clean out your pool. A little jokey, but maybe not so much. Carla Jane, I know you were cleaning out the pool. Your pool needed cleaning, if you know what I mean. This weekend, do you have a hunky neighbor? The way we are brought up in the United States, yeah, hubba. Wow, wow. The way we're brought up in the United States, it is seen as a failure to ask for help. You're supposed to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Well, my boots don't have straps. Nobody's do, because nobody does things alone. Everybody has had help, whether they want to admit it or not. So it can feel very uncomfortable to ask for somebody to help you with something. But man, has somebody ever asked for your help? How good did you feel when you were able to help somebody with something that they couldn't do alone? That your helping somebody made it easier for them. That is a win-win. That is they get the help and they feel good because the thing gets done, and you get the good feeling in your soul of helping somebody. That to me is such a better, long-lasting quality happiness than the temporary happiness of buying like another thing at Walmart. Okay? So I offer to you, I struggle with this myself. I do, but I am better at it than I ever have been, and I'm practicing it every day. When I feel myself resistant to asking for help, I take the next baby step. Sometimes I pawn the stuff off on my husband to have them ask for help, and he does it, because sometimes I can do things, so it's a balance. Now I love this. Carla Jane says it's hilarious. My other neighbor wanted to know why the police were at the house. Great. So if you currently are telling yourself, I can't do anything because I am stuck in bed recuperating, you are doing something that is so important. This is going to get deep again, but earlier in the thread, Oki Teacher was saying that they are coming to the decision of having to remove her mom from the house that they all grew up in and put her in an assisted living. And you know why? And I don't know the details, but I would say in general, some of it could be that her physical body can't do the things it used to do. Not taking care of your physical body will hasten getting old. So taking care of your physical body, making your muscles, recovering your knee, all that stuff will ensure that you have a quantity of life and quality of life that you want to have. Okay? Yes, and Carla put context into her thing, the canine officer. Please take care of yourself. Part of taking care of yourself is your home, but before you get to that, focus back in. From the crown on down, do a scan. Beep, 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 beep. How are you feeling? What is lighting up green? What is going bap, 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 red? Okay, oh, thank you. Well, heart thing somebody gave me. Your knee is probably throbbing in red. What could you do today to make your knee feel better? And then grabbing your notebook and your pen while you're in bed can help you feel better in your head and your heart. Decluttering your head and your heart and getting all those ideas and thoughts and hopes and dreams and to-do lists and ideas, getting it out where you can see it, because when you see it, you can make it happen. Yeah, and Carla Jane says, I found parental care was harder in a different way than mom to a child. Yeah, driving becomes a luxury. I want to drive again. Yeah, there we go. Linda's recovering from a total hysterectomy, walking every morning, feeling better. Yeah. So please note, again, to kind of recap, if this was the end of a chapter, I'm reading a book now and has like little bullet points at the end of the chapter. Take care of yourself. Start with your physical body. Then move on to and do whatever you can to make it feel better. And then, boom, right after that, your emotional, your heart. How am I feeling? And if you're not feeling good, even if you are feeling good, write stuff down. When you're feeling good, write things down. What are the things that make you feel good? So you have a list of what things made you feel good so you can bring more of those in your life. What is making you feel bad? Write that down too so you can problem solve it like a math problem. Okay? So that would be the thing, is take care of yourself. It's funny because I have a sign behind me. Again, I surround myself with inspirational words, and I made this little inspo thing. It says trust, because trust is really important to me. Trust yourself. And I like breaking up yourself and yourself into two things, because yourself to me is almost like your soul. You have part of you that you need to take care of, that part of you inside that lives mysteriously somewhere in the physical body, but you don't really know where. You can't point at it on a map, right? My hand goes to my heart here, not because I'm pledging allegiance to the United States of America. My hand goes to my heart because this is where I feel a lot. Yourself is your feelings. Yourself makes you know that you're human and not a robot or a zombie. So take care of yourself. So if you're feeling bad, get in touch with that. Why am I feeling bad? And you'll notice if I feel bad, walk up the stairs, and what are the words that come up when you say, why am I feeling bad? Write it down. All right, how can you trust yourself when you never have? How do you build that? Like you build anything, my dear. Baby steps. Baby steps. Yeah. Learn to be a trustworthy person by keeping your promises to yourself. So promise yourself something small and do it. Promise yourself another something small and then do it. This is where decluttering. Promise yourself that you're going to set a timer for 5 minutes and do some decluttering in your kitchen. And then write down, create your book of evidence. These are the things I did today that I said I was going to do because I am learning how to become a person, a trustworthy person, a person worthy of my trust. How do trustworthy people act? They do what they say they're going to do. Both they say it to other people and they show up when they say they're going to show up without a big much fuss. They say they're going to do something and they do it both for other people and for themselves. Yeah. And if you have not been a person that you haven't been able to trust yourself, start small. Get some easy wins under your belt. As I said, set a timer on your phone for 5 minutes, go out to your kitchen, do some decluttering, but write down and see, this is the power of writing down what you say you're going to do so that you can check it off or you can cross it out. And then you rewrite it here to prove to yourself, I am a trustworthy person. Yes, you trust that you're going to keep on going day after day, even though you're not there yet. Yeah. Do not rely on your brain to keep track of anything, pretty much. Your brain is the art school. You have a business school right here. It's going to be writing stuff down. Your brain is a creative muscle. So don't make it also be the admin. Offshore your admin to a pen and paper and then write stuff down. Okay, that makes so much sense. Good, I hope so, because I want to make sense and I want to make this feel doable because it can be. Think of the pyramids in Egypt. King Tut saw that Willie was a young man I never thought he'd see. People stand in lines to see the boy king, King Tut. I had the 45 in the 70s, okay? I was that kind of geeky girl. Still am. Love it, okay? King Tut, think of the pyramids. The pyramids are freaking huge. They're crazy looking things. I want to see them live someday in my life. Danny's Mess, I love that you love that song. I'm glad I'm not alone. Thank you. Those pyramids were built brick by brick. If you weren't around in the 70s for King Tut by Steve Martin, maybe you were of a generation did Step by Step. I think that was New Kids on the Block, NKOTB. You still have the 45, Okie Teacher. I think I still have my 45 too. And it has my name written in it in really like crappy lettering. There we go. There we go. Laura Gibbon Voorhees says, maybe I need to set a timer with my new stash of rocks. I can afford 5 to 10 minutes of prepping them. Go for it, hun. We're going to be together here at this TikTok Live for another 20 minutes. So yeah, set your timer or use time for timer. Remember that one? Carefully poke the toothpicks in and get like a little sunshine on a stick, right? Am I Gen X or what, huh? Did I watch a lot of TV and listen to a lot of AM radio? Hells to the yeah. Okay? But I share with you the key to so much of all of this. Every day I just try to bring it down to like the bare essence that you can build on, like a solid foundation that you could build a life on is going to be this. Take care of your physical body. Take care of your energetic, emotional body. Write stuff down, chunk stuff down, and do those 4 steps, and then get into action. Get your car in gear and do the things. That will help with any project you give me. Think about it. Humans are made out of little cells getting together, right? And then they build on it. Start microscopically if you need to, but just start. And this is where, frankly, the destination comes in. But don't just start, I don't know, I'm going somewhere, I'll just drive, I'm just going to drive. You can do that, but remember, the one thing you don't get back is time. And the one thing that as you age, you have less of is energy. So we need to work, in the immortal words of my Boston accent, we need to work smarter, not harder. All right? Smarter, not harder. We need to be wise. We need to be using our energy in the best possible ways. That's where putting a destination, creating a destination that you're driving towards will align your actions, your to-dos, to make sure that what you're doing is going to get you to where you want to go. Think about it. If you went to the gym and you said, I really want to have non-flabby arms, so you start moving your body, but all you ever do is move your legs, it's not going to work. It will remind you to move your arms, not just your legs. Okay? Starting small, and then starting and heading in the direction. As I like to call it, because I like an alliteration, an aligned action, an action that is a direct line to the result you want. When you align your to-do list, and we've done this before, with what you want, that makes sure you understand why you are doing your stuff. Like decluttering. If you are resisting it, ask yourself why you are doing it in the first place and write down your answers. It will be eye-opening. Because I have to, because people will judge me, because I want to live in a decluttered home. I deserve to live in a decluttered home. I'm decluttering now because I don't want to leave all this stuff for my kids. I want a decluttered home because it's going to look good, function well, and feel freaking awesome. Yesterday, speaking of your house looking, functioning, freezing, we had folks over yesterday. Now, my husband, I will confess to you, we do still squabble a bit when we're getting stuff done because he has his way of doing things, I have my way of doing things. But I will tell you that having a decluttered home has reduced the stress in our home so much because you know where things are, though we don't have any Worcestershire sauce. Strangely enough, I'm going to write that down. Worcestershire. You know where things are. You have the right quality and quantity of things in your home. You can easily find them. You can easily use them. Stress plummets in your house when that happens. And also when you create boundaries. Okay, he's doing it his way. Are they getting done? Sure, then let him do it his way. I will do my things my way. Okay? Erin, nice to see you. Thank you for the reminder to drink some of this water that I poured myself. Everybody, take some sips of water, okay? There we go. Alrighty. Now, Linda says, I'm decluttering to move into a more affordable house. I will be organized. There we go. Christine says, my mom ordered the book of The Gentle Art of Suite of Death Cleaning for her friend. Yeah, totally recommend that. Totally. There's so many good resources out there to help you declutter. I like to consider me one of them, But I know by all means, I am not the only one, but every little tool you can use in your toolkit. Now, I've had people who have bought that book, but have never read it. It just adds to a stack of books about decluttering that they feel like they're too busy, they can't read, right? So there are tools out there, but the tools only work if you use it. Okay, so Christine, I was curious about that. The irony was she should have read it first. Yeah, Physician Heal Thyself, huh? It's easy to buy things. It's easy to throw money at things that we think are going to be solutions. It's easy to look outward at somebody else and judge them. And I want to offer to you that the biggest, most courageous thing you can do is notice that and say, is that getting me what I want? And if the answer is no, look inward, you know. Oh, thank you, Kit Kat. So cool. You are good, happy to find you. Thank you. I'm happy to be here. If I wasn't happy to be here, please, you guys, I'd be out on my porch creating plans. So funny. I'm looking to see. I think the clouds are coming in. Alrighty. Nana Joe is decluttering her garden surplus, giving chickens the cakes that went a little soft. I love it. Yeah. So interesting. I borrowed that book from my brother, says Laura. Reading is one of those things I procrastinated because I'm cleaning. Do not. Reading is fundamental. Remember Riff? Reading is fundamental. Reading is so important. Cukes. Okay, got it. Cakes. Cakes are good too. Love it that you're sitting on your deck with your notebook and pen. Color me envious. I love that. You can do the both, Laura. You can't read. You can't do two things at the same time. You can't clean and read, but set a timer and do 10 minutes of cleaning. Set a timer and do 10 minutes of reading. It's not an either or. It can be a yes and that's when having a timer can come in handy. And everybody who's got a cell phone has a timer in their pocket, and baby, you're ready to roll. Reading will help you. I can't do it because I have to do this. No, there's something you want to do, make time. Audiobooks, yeah, audiobooks. Listening to audiobooks while cleaning. And frankly, I will share this with you. There are if you listened to like a podcast, there are over 800 Destination Decluttered videos on the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel. Each one of them, most of them are about an hour long. That's an hour a day for over 2 years. You could never repeat. You could be listening to the same thing. And I want to suggest to you to get familiar with that Destination Decluttered YouTube channel and watching the videos. You don't even need to watch them. It's just my face. And I, gesticulate wildly. And listen to them like a podcast, especially starting later today, tomorrow, the next day, because there is going to be a 2-week period where you will not see me live on TikTok or YouTube. So don't go looking for me because I'm not going to be there. That doesn't mean that there's not help there. And there are videos you can listen to. Okay? So some things you can do one thing and the other. Yeah. There we go. Christine says, I will put them on and get done what I can while listening to it. Really does help. Now, I will suggest this too. Listening to somebody else can be wonderful when you're learning something. Sometimes, though, you definitely need to increase listening to yourself to learn things. Now, many of us are afraid to listen to ourselves because all we think we have is that one voice in the back seat. The backseat driver, the inner critic, as it's been called. I call it the backseat driver, the scared little kid in the back seat, the negative Nelly, whatever you want to call it. I have the misconception that that's the only voice in our head. No. It's the one that's going on all the time, and then this, and then that, and then this, and then that. But man, you can interrupt that. You can divert it. You can quiet it down. And then, guess who shows up? Who's been there the whole time? It's your guardian angel. It's your soul. It's yourself, the universe. It's your co-pilot. It's your wacky sidekick on the road trip. It's that other voice inside you that's quieter but deeper. And it's the voice of love and courage. Okay? And I offer to you, turn down the volume on the negative voice. Practice doing that. It takes practice, but you can start it small and start to turn up the volume on the more encouraging words, the more loving way you talk to yourself, the kinder, the funner, the more gentler way of talking to yourself. That really is so. Words, you do not even know how much the words you think and say affect how you feel and do. So be judicious about the words you listen to, the quality and the quantity. Don't put your head in the sand, but also, are you listening to negative voices all day? If you are, it probably saps your strength and makes you feel like you can't do anything. So note what they're saying and then say, is there another side to this story? How do I feel when I only listen to them? How do I feel when I listen to somebody else who says, you can do this? Let's do this. Let's chunk it down. Let's have some fun. Let's reach out to people in the Pen Pal Club to say, does anybody want to set a timer for a half an hour? Let's play declutter party while Beth is gone. Have your own declutter party. Now, Marietta in Jersey is saying, here's an idea, a before and after declutter competition while you're away, and you judge the winner and share pics. I will share with you, Marietta. I like where you're coming from with this, right? But I do not like competition. The only person I want you to be competing with is yourself, and everybody who does any kind of decluttering from where they were is a winner, okay? Everyone's a winner, baby. That's the truth. Remember that song, right? So I say this, Marietta, before and after competition, compete against yourself. Take before pictures. Carla mentioned it up thread. Take before pictures. Take some pictures like tomorrow, for example, of where you want to declutter, and then use my absence as a boundary of time to say, I am going to start here and I'm going to take some action, do some decluttering between now and when Beth returns to YouTube and TikTok and all that stuff around September 1st, maybe, thereabouts, maybe earlier, not sure. We'll let you know because you're part of the email group. If you're not part of the email group, get on it, destinationdecluttered.com. Scroll down, sign up, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. It's free too. As I like to say, it's free and low-key. Challenge yourself, because you really are going to be competing with the person you want to be, which is motivated and decluttering and living that life, and you're going to be competing against the backseat driver. To me, it's more important for you to learn to listen to that backseat driver and do the stuff you want anyway than to look outside for somebody to compare yourself to. Okay? I think it's a great idea. I love the before and after pictures. I would love then when I come home, I would be so psyched for you to show me your pictures, knowing that you will have won simply by decluttering at any point. So that's there's some really good stuff in what you just offered. But I want you to practice looking inward, noticing what stops you, and noticing the tools that you can use to get yourself started, moving in the direction you want to go to, declutter-wise and otherwise. Learning how to start yourself and learning how to stop once you've gotten started, and learning how to start and learning how to stop, learning how to start, learning how to stop. That really is the skill here, and it is a life skill. Yeah, I would love to see people's declutter photos. I know, though, I will share this with you. Things look different in real life. I have taken before and after photos, and you take them and you're like, but that doesn't even look like it. But you know that. You notice, because it's not just how it looks. It's how it feels. And I want you to feel good about where you're headed. I want you to feel good about how you're getting there, the pace that you're moving forward. And I want you to feel good on that journey. Feeling good causes you to show up again and again and again. Even if you're not, even if you're not there yet, right? So let's say you're starting here and you want to go there. You're somewhere along this journey, right? And notice I did change it from where the crow flies. It's not a straight line from here to there, because you're not a crow. But I offer to you, your destination decluttered Starting here, you drive an hour, you drive an hour, you drive an hour, you drive a half hour, you drive 15 minutes, you drive 6 hours. You take a day off, you don't drive anywhere. You get it too. But if you don't know where you're headed, don't start driving until you know where you're headed, and where you're headed is kind of heart-shaped. It feels good. Okay, so write that stuff down. So, boy, howdy, we get 5 minutes left. Yes, how it looks is always going to be the surface. How it feels, or excuse me, how it functions is going to be more like the stored clutter. Yeah, exactly. And Marietta, notice how often you can be externally motivated. Marietta says, I think as retired, I'm lost without external motivation of structure and bosses. Well, who the heck wants to be bossed around? Start to be your own boss. Create your own structure. Yeah, getting motivated internally is the hardest. Why is it hard? You know why? Because you're used to pleasing other people, but not yourself. That could be a thing. You would show up for other people in a way that you don't show up for yourself. Why is that? Now, I am not, Dr. Freud with you sitting on the couch. I am not a licensed mental health professional. But I've got you guessed you've got some ideas. So again, look at the recurring themes here. The recurring themes of being able to trust yourself. So maybe this is one of the things you learn. Themes of being able to trust yourself. So maybe trust myself. Practice trusting myself. Trust myself. Practice trusting myself. How would I show up if I promised this to somebody else? And in the meantime, you've got the training wheels. You've got the training wheels of, again, I go back to this Pen Pal Club. I think there is great potential for you to have some external accountability, as they say in the biz, when it's not just me. Being able to reach out to other people that are on this journey too, to say, hey, can I tell you what I'm going to do so that I have some external, can you hold me accountable? If I tell you what I'm going to do, it will increase the likelihood that I will do it. So I need somebody to tell, and then some follow-up. So I really hope that all of you who think that it would be beneficial for you to not only receive some accountability, but also to be there for somebody else who wants some accountability, to consider joining the Decluttering mailing list group, and also when you're on that group, joining the Pen Pal group and contributing to it, being a person who asks for help and gives help, being there saying if anybody wants to do a buddy system and declutter on Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock Eastern, email me and we can get together and even just email and say, okay, 1, 2, 3, go, and I'll check in with you in 15 minutes. Yeah. Set a goal of what outcome you want with people. And yes, people coming over can be a motivator. But just because you have up until this point relied on external motivation does not mean you cannot cultivate it. If it helps you to get your stuff done, then invite people over a lot. There's that thing. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Marietta, we had people over. It was so much fun. I was hanging out with a friend. We had a happy hour, and I was like, it'd be really nice to see you guys because we haven't seen you in forever. We looked at our calendar and we put a date on the map. Yeah, getting people to come over can help. So here's the deal. We got a minute left, and then I am doing the YouTube at noon. And then I'm actually going to just, well, you know what? The clouds are going to come whether I know they're or not. Destination Declutter, Decluttering Life Coach, Beth, right here. Will not be live on TikTok for the next 2 weeks. However, there are ways that you can benefit from what I'm doing, and I would say get on the mailing list, join the Pen Pal Club. I'll send out the Pen Pal list before I leave. And also 800 plus videos, okay? 800 plus videos are there for free, public. Listen to them like a podcast. Learn some stuff while I'm gone. Also, seriously, if you want to take pictures and then share the pictures with me afterwards, that sounds like fun too. Okay? Cheryl says your voice and kindness are so appreciated. Okay? I'm coming back. Gigi Gina, I'm going to miss you. Well, thank you. But you know what? This is going to help you learn how to ride that bike without me behind you. But I'm there with you all the time. And my voice of encouragement is there's 800 hours worth of that on the internet. So I'm not leaving you high and dry. Okay? Just Judy, you know what you do, where to start? Okay? You hop over right now to the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel, because that's where I'm going to be for the next hour. Okay? You guys rock. You do. Love this crew. Always such a cool crew of people who show up for my TikTok lives and YouTube lives. But I'm going to sign off now. Boundaries, okay? I will see you in September. All right? Bye.